my dear students, in our last classes or in your last classes, you have studied regarding different systems, and out of that, the most important was the reproductive system. So I want to say that, my dear students, you know, our body is consisted of a number of systems. For example, these are the digestive system, which is again consisted of a number of organs and tissues or cells. Similarly, the respiratory system, then excretory system, then nervous system, muscular system, and finally the reproductive system. So every system is unique because this system is consisted of a number of organs, its associated tissues like that. And generally, when these systems run well, these systems, so to say healthy, these systems properly function, they actually produce their proper product. At that time, we are said to be healthy. But whenever any system goes wrong, that means any organ, any tissue or any parts of that system goes wrong, at that time we are called as, or we are known as unhealthy, and very often we can say that we are diseased. So we have studied a number of diseases. For example, if I say about the digestive system, you have heard about the acidity, disease of pancreas, disease of liver, like that. If I say about the respiratory system, again you have heard the disease like lungs, the disease in trachea, the disease in glottis like that, or larynx or pharynx like that. But today we shall discuss such a vital unhealthy or vital disease which is associated with our reproductive system, and if that system becomes unhealthy, then what will be the consequences or what will happen in our life that we are going to study. So my dear students, we shall study today the reproductive health, that means the diseases or knowledges or different aspects of health of reproductive system that we want to discourse, that we want to study. So first of all, we should know what is actually reproductive health or what is the definition of this reproductive health. Then we shall see how this reproductive health is, or how this reproductive health become unhealthy, due to what factors. Then we shall see in life process how our system will work, and if that system goes wrong, what will happen, what are the remedies, how can we check our population, or how we best use the reproductive system, or take knowledge or take different type of aspects from the system. So first of all, we shall define the reproductive health. So according to World Health Organization, that is what we commonly say as WHO, this reproductive health means whenever we are healthy in our reproduction, that means in our reproductive system, in our emotional behavior in connection to the reproductive system, and socially we are fit to the other people in our population, in our society, at that time we are said to be reproductive healthy. That means I want to say human male possess testes and its associated ducts and associated structures. In female, the main vital organ is ovary, and again it contains a number of associated ducts and structures. That means I want to say if these two structures in different sex, that is in male and female, they are normal, they are normally functioning, they are producing their product properly, they are not been diseased, at that time the organs are said to be healthy. And if the organs are said to be healthy, again the bearer of the organ, that means the testis, is generally present in male. If this male can able to produce this sperm and able to become functional after the secondary sexual character, that is called as he is physically, emotionally and in its behaviorally fit. Similarly, if the female organs work properly, they produce their product properly, and at that time this female can said to be reproductively fit, that is physically, emotionally, behaviorally and socially. So above all, according to that World Health Organization definition, one human, whether it is a male or she is a female, he is said to be reproductive fit whenever his or her organs, her or his behavior, social that is interaction is well, and this is healthy. So if this type of people having healthy organs, then they are emotionally fit, they are physically fit, they are behaviorally fit. At that time, they constitute one healthy society. That is called as the society is said to be reproductive healthy. So from this, we can conclude one thing, that we are very much concerned, or we are very much aware of our common diseases. For example, we know about the problem of liver, we know about the problem of kidney, we know about the problem of this lungs, then other part of the body, very much common, and everyone can speak this disease whenever he encounters in its life very easily. But some diseases which are concerned with the reproductive system, generally the people of our society, they don't want to share, they don't want to say, or they don't want to actually give this message to the other people, or they are not in a position to say that I am suffering this disease with my reproductive organs. Neither a male nor a female can expose his disease or expose his anomaly, expose his discomfort regarding this system, because the people actually feel shame to share this one. But now the time has come, we are going to discuss such a topic that most of us should aware about all the diseases of this system, because this system is the only system which actually produces the healthy baby, healthy individual, which is very much required to prepare to make one nation healthy. So that this system and this health is very much important. So this is the reproductive health. So now question arises, what is the need of this reproductive health? So why we should read? Why one should know about this health, about the reproductive system? So first of all, educating every youth about the sexual and reproductive health. So what is the need of this? That means what is the main fundamental of this chapter which has been given to you in your course? Generally, one human attains its puberty, attains its maturity at the age of around 12 to 13. So this time when he attains the puberty is called as adolescent puberty, what is said to be mature. So generally, whenever one boy or one girl is studying in its high school stage, at that time he reads the common, that is science is a common chapter, and physics, that is mathematics is a common chapter. So a boy reads everything in a nutshell in that course. But whenever this boy or this girl enters to higher study, at that time if he prefers or if she prefers to read biology, only that fellow, that guy knows about the biological system, that is his own system. Otherwise, one art student, one commerce student, he is not completely aware about his system, that means especially his or her reproductive system. So now it is the time to acknowledge the students or acknowledge the youth who actually attains the puberty regarding the reproductive knowledge, so that educating every youth about the sexual and reproductive health is the prime theme or prime criteria of the society nowadays, because most of the youth who actually are unaware about this type of education, because during their higher education they choose different type of educations ignoring the biology. That means if they ignore the biology, that means I am not telling about to take the biology, but if they ignoring the biology, that means they are not sufficient or they are not enough about their own system. So that it is decided to give this type of information to those target, to those individuals or to those candidates who are now in school level. That means during school level there is no specification regarding commerce, regarding arts, regarding science, so everything he can know in the school level, so that education or educating every youth about the sexual and reproductive health is very important nowadays. Second one, it creates awareness among adolescents about safe sexual practices, because most of the youth whenever attaining the puberty, at that time anyone is not there to educate him, to proctor him, to guide him about his own characters, which is now he is feeling or she is feeling. Because you know that first of all one baby or first of one female or male, he is enjoying its age up to 10 to 12, that is called a primary sexual character age. Secondarily, when he attains or she attains puberty, at that time some secondary sexual characters develop in or her body. So what are the characters, what is his or her emotion, how to handle this one, there is no one to teach him or to give or to take or to give him the education. So that this reproductive health is a chapter, this is one type of course which is designed for making awareness among the target group, and that target group is nothing but, or they are the adolescents, and they should know about the safe sex practice and sexual practices. And second thing, a third thing, the most important thing is that you have heard one disease, very serious deadly disease, that is the HIV or commonly called as AIDS disease. So generally this disease is also transmitted, or this disease also occur to individual through the sexual practice, or this is also one sex disease. So whenever one individual knows about the sexual organs, about the transformation or about the transmission of this disease from individual to individual, at that time this individual will become aware of to make himself safe from occurrence of this disease. Then the most important thing is that the mother and child, generally this education, that means the reproductive health education again is needed to educate the mother and child, and it protects both the mother and child from infectious diseases and to deliver a healthy baby. That means what type of sexual diseases are there, how they actually come to us, who is responsible for that one, from which source it is coming, that should be again known to us. So this is also a part of that education. Again, this reproductive health is needed because it provides complete knowledge about early pregnancy. For example, if one female becomes pregnant in early stage, what will happen? What about the fertility? How we can make, or how can we undertake the birth control, and how we can maintain one pregnancy? What should be the post-natal behavior? How one mother should act after the birth of a baby? What nourishment should be given to the baby? So everything is been given in this chapter. So this is very important. That means reproductive health is very important to know. Then we shall see what are the problems in this reproductive health. That means reproduction health actually is a vast chapter or vast field where different aspects are there, and each aspect is designed with a particular problem. So now we shall see what are the problems we actually face in connection with our reproductive system. The first one is the early marriage. You know, in most of part of the India and in villages, whenever one girl child is mature, the parents think that the girl is been mature, so it is my duty to conduct its marriage and finally dispatch her to its in-laws house, so that my duty is over. So they think whenever the girl matures, whenever the female matures, at that time there must be the marriage. This is called early marriage. That means whenever one girl attains the maturity at the age of around 12 or 13, and at that time the menstruation starts, we have studied. So what actually happens if that girl or if early marriage is conducted, then as the organs are not been matured, so that if that girl bears any child at that time, this becomes fatal both to the child and to the mother. So that early marriage is a basic problem in most part of the villages of India. So this education meant for, or this education educates to the people that early marriage should be debarred, early marriage should be avoided. Second one, the mother's health. So if early marriage occurs, or if we conduct early marriage, what will happen? Then this early marriage again leads to severe diseases both to mother and baby. Again, if that early marriages, again after the early marriage, if that female carries the baby, what will happen? At that time, due to immature organ, complete not mature organ, both the mother and baby may suffer some physical deformities. That is again a great problem to the society. The handicapped baby will occur, or it will be very much serious to the, or it will be very much fatal to the mother. So most of the maternity, that means maternal mortality and infant mortality generally occurs in early marriage. So the main problem that actually we suffer, actually we encounter in the society, that early marriage is a basic phenomenon in some unknown, that means illiterate people in part of the India. So our prime duty is to educate everyone in our country who are unknown about their system, especially reproductive system, that early marriage should be avoided, because this early marriage causes different type of abnormality both in babies and the mother if they take the pregnant, or if they desire to take the issues. Then again, if we do not know about different type of sex diseases which are transferred by sexual intercourse, then we cannot cure them. So most of the sexual transmitted diseases or sexual transmitted diseases, which are called as STD, lack of proper knowledge, that is unhygienic and unprotected sex and early marriage, they actually cause different type of sexual diseases. We shall see later case. And the most important thing is that whenever one early marriage is conducted, at that time carrier of both, that means male and female, is lost. That means due to family, due to early marriage, so this female entangled with the family burden, this male is also entangled with the family burden, so that they cannot fulfill their mission, they cannot reach their goal. That means their career is been damned, their career has been lost. So the career problem is also main thing. The most important and vital thing is that as they have not proper knowledge, so they may bear a number of child, a number of babies, that is unwanted pregnancy happens to them, so that they become the mother of a number of children. That means this also indirectly add to the overpopulation. So what I discussed, what are the problems? So problems of reproductive health that we face, the first one is early marriage, the second one is mother's health. In early marriage, the mother's health become deteriorated. Then deformities, if early marriage occurs, then deformities can be occur to the babies. Then maternity or mortality to mother and infant mortality occurs. Then sexually transmitted disease can occur to them. Then career is lost, and finally overpopulation gradually infiltrate into the country, so that we are become overpopulated country. So how we can deal that problems? So now strategies. So first the reproductive health, second the need, third the problems. Now I shall discuss about the strategies. That means how we or our government is fighting with that problems. So what devices, what type of principles we are obeying to diminish that type of problem or to encounter that type of problem, that I shall discuss. The first, the government of India during 1951 adopted one principle that is called as family planning program. That is called as family planning program. So India initiated action plan and program in 1951 at national level, that is called as family planning. So family planning is a program where different type of education is been given to different type of families, how they will carry the baby, what should be the proper age of the marriage, like that. So this is a family planning program by government. Second thing, sex education. Now by government, sex education has been introduced even in school level, so that everyone can know his or her own organ and he or he should care this system properly, so that these adolescents should also be encouraged to provide right information about myths and misconceptions. That means in our society a number of misconceptions are there. So different type of people says different type of wrong messages, so that should be avoided. So proper sex education should be given, or it is also going on. So at school level this has been given. Third thing, awareness about reproduction. So nowadays some government agency, some non-government agency, even some NGOs, they are giving some audio visuals, and they are also making some print media, and they are also conducting different type of programs, camps, to acknowledge the people regarding this type of issues, so that everyone is able to know about the reproductive health. That means if he is fit in reproductive health, that means he can build a best family or fit family. So these are the strategies. So at fourth point, age. Most of the sexual diseases are occur to us due to unhygienic, infected partner copulation. So most of all should know what are the sexual diseases, how they come to us, and how we should prevent, or how we can prevent ourselves from diseases. So this is called as knowledge of growth of reproductive organs and STDs. That means proper information about reproductive organ, adolescence and related changes, and safe and hygienic sexual practices should be encouraged, so that we would be capable of fighting from infection of what that is called as sexual transmitted diseases, AIDS, like that. So everyone should know. So everyone should know what are our organ, how should we can maintain this organ, and how should or how far we should be hygienic. So that is called knowledge of growth and reproductive organ and STDs. And the most important thing is that everyone should know about the birth control device. So birth control device and care of mother and child, because if we are, because you are the science student and especially you are the biology student, you have gathered the knowledge that, or you know that whenever one ovulation holds, or whenever one ovulation occurs, at that time one ovum comes to the fallopian tube, and finally when the sperm encounters that ovum, one zygote is prepared. So you are the biology student, you have studied that reproductive system both for male and female, so you are known about this one. So if one family, if one couple wants to avoid issues, wants to avoid the pregnancy, he can, or he is known about the system, and he can prevent this one. So if you just simply think about one uneducated and one couple who is not aware of this one, neither he is collecting the knowledge about this, from any proper guide, nor from proper book, nor from proper that is a system, and he is continuously engaging in this type of uneducating practice, then what will happen? So that couple will bear a number of babies because they do not know what is the ovulation period and what is the fertilization time, like that. So this is the most important thing that most of the people in India are suffering because they are uneducated in this concept. So what happens? To avoid this, a number of devices are being prepared. They are called as birth control devices, so that if they take or if they use their devices, so that they can actually avoid this type of pregnancy. So if they avoid this type of pregnancy, this is good for both the mother and the baby. So these are different type of strategies that has been given, or that has been we are following, that we are adapting to solve the problem. So up to this I discussed about the proper sexual, or that is proper reproductive health, then need, why we should read that one, what are the problems, what are the strategies what are the solutions in our hand that we can combat, we can fight with that problem, and now we shall just study about the sexual transmitted diseases. So these are the diseases. So actually we have heard a number of diseases. So diseases of different organs, what I have told in my first introduction. So we are very much concerned about our different organ disease. But now we shall study the diseases which are confined to our sex organ. So we are studying this one because most of the people now in India, whether this is educated or uneducated, they are not free to talk this type of diseases. They think that this should be one bad thing, and that should not be disclosed like that. So this is the problem. So now students, once you know this one, then you can share this knowledge to everybody, to every uneducated and educated people, so that they will be aware of this one and they can make their life healthy in connection with the reproductive life. So what is sexual transmitted disease? So definition. So this is the, just like other disease, this is a disease, or this is one type of infection which are transmitted through the sexual partner. That means if this is for example, if this is one male and this is one female, this male is suffering from one disease concerned with the sex organ, copulate with this one, at that time this disease is transmitted to the female, so that both male and female are being diseased. That is called a sexual transmitted disease. That means this disease is confined, or this disease is generally confined to this male one or female one. When this male or female copulate, or that means they involve in intercourse, at that time the disease which is present with one individual or in one partner will be transmitted to the other partner, so that this is called a sexually transmitted disease. And what are the disease, or how actually they occur? So these diseases are generally bacterial diseases, or it may be viral disease, it may be fungal disease, or protozoa, like that. And we shall discuss some important diseases in next slide. So how they will transmit? So anyone, so sexual intercourse or during copulation, if one is suffering, then automatically that infected agents will be passed to the opposite partner simply. So now we shall see what are these diseases. So I have just make some list, that means in just important diseases. What are they? They are syphilis, one disease, then gonorrhea, AIDS, genital herpes, chlamydiasis and candidiasis. So these are common. A number of diseases are there. So these are more often, these are more common. So how they actually occur? So which organism or which that means parasite is causing this disease? So generally syphilis is a disease which is caused by bacteria, and I have written here that is Spirochaete pallidum. So this one bacteria, and this disease actually what is the symptom of this disease actually damaging the most important part, that is the genitals, both in male and female, the genital organs. That means in case of male the penis and glands, and in case of female the vulva, vagina, they have been suffered. So it is syphilis. Then gonorrhea, this is also one bacterial disease, and this disease is caused by what is that is Neisseria gonorrhoeae, and again this is pain around the genitals. Genital means genital organ. Then AIDS, you have heard, this is very very common, and this is caused due to one virus. So this is a viral disease that is called human immunodeficiency virus, or that is HIV, and this is the disease which actually causes the depression of the antibodies in our body, so that the individual become immune deficient and unable to combat other diseases. So immune system of that individual is become very low. That means this individual cannot fight with other agents or other organisms which are infecting this individual. So low immunity power. So now another one is genital herpes. This is also virus. So this makes infection to the external genitalia ulcer. Then chlamydiasis, this is also fungal disease, very common. There is urethritis, that means urethra infection, and that is the last one is the candidiasis. That is also one fungi, and that is also causing the painful inflammation to the vagina and the urethra. So how they actually come to us? So generally what I have told in my previous slide, so these are generally diseases either come to us due to use of unhealthy places. That means, for example, we are using one urinal or toilet which is not properly hygienic one. So if one individual suffering from any type of disease actually has used that one, and it is not properly sanitized, properly washed, and again we use, at that time it is unhygienic, and this may come to us. Or if one sex partner having this disease come in contact with the opposite sex during intercourse, this type of virus, this type of bacteria, this type of fungi, this type of protozoa can enter to the opposite partner. So this is why it is called a sexually transmitted disease. So the main cause is the unhygienic sex practice and unhygienic use of different type of places where actually we urinate, or where actually we expose our sexual part for different type purpose. Different, for example, we are using the toilets, it is not properly hygienated, or it is properly cleaned like that. So this is all about the STD. So now STD if not occur, that means if this STD or sexual transmitted disease if not cured in time, that means one individual is suffering from this disease and it is not cured, then gradually what I have told that sometimes we are very much shamed, we feel shame to tell about our sex problem. So this is the problem, because if I have one kidney problem, then very oftenly I can say I am suffering from kidney, I am suffering from lungs, I am suffering from like that. But wherever I am suffering from any sex disease, so any sexual problem, I don't want to share. I feel this cannot be exposed to other one, or this cannot be shared to anyone. So this is the problem. So if this STD is occurring to one and she or he is not properly diagnosed and properly treated, then what will happen? Gradually, you should remember that gradually that lead to pelvic inflammatory disease. This is the pelvic region, because you know that this region is our pectoral region, that is the chest region, and pelvic region is the region where actually the abdominal cavity is there. So if these STDs are not been properly handled, properly cured, then that is diagnosed and this is not treated, then this leads to pelvic inflammatory disease. Finally, if one individual is pregnant, this may cause the abortions, this may cause miscarriage, death of the fetus or death of the embryo. This also causes ectopic pregnancy, and this also causes infertility, even cancer. So this is very much important. You should know about the causative organs. You should know how they come to our life. If one is suffering, then how he should be handled, how should be properly cured. So this is most important, so that in your course this topic is given, because once the individual, once the human attains the puberty, at that time this type of disease may come. This is not, this cannot be overcome, or this cannot be ignored. They will come, must, because we are in a society, everywhere there is danger, everywhere there is the chance of suffering. So suffering is must, but we should know how to handle this type of anomalies, this type of sufferings, this type of, we can protect ourselves from this type of diseases. So this is all about the STDs. So now STDs are a major threat to health or healthy society. Therefore, prevention or early detection and cure of this disease are given prime consideration. So once the individual comes to know that I am suffering from this one, so he should leave any type of shame, or he should immediately speak to the doctor, or immediately take the consultation of one physician. So this is the most important thing. Though all persons are vulnerable, generally this disease is not, this disease is common to all, everyone can suffer from this one, but generally this disease happens to those individuals which are in a group or age group of 15 to 24. That means whenever one individual attains the puberty, at that time this disease or occurrence of these diseases are more. So that this is the age group where these type of diseases are always targeting. So my dear students, you should know that every youth should know about the diseases, and they should actually make themselves prepare to combat from this disease, or to prevent themselves from this disease. So this is all about the STD. So now prevention of STDs. So how one individual will prevent himself or herself from the STDs? The one could be free of this disease. So these are the questions. So one should be free of these infections by following the simple principle. The most important thing is that avoid sex with unknown partners. Second one, or multiple partners. And second one, use of the condoms or devices, and during coitus or during fertilization or during intercourse. And in case of doubt, if one feels any problem with that system or in the reproductive system, in case of doubt, one should go to a qualified doctor for early detection and get complete treatment diagnosed with infection. That means in this chapter or in this section of your course, what is been given, everyone should know what are the diseases. So these are the diseases, everyone should know these are the diseases. So these are the symptoms, and these are the organisms, and you know that the bacteria, virus, fungi, how they are enemy to us, or how they are dangerous to us. So once anyone feel this type of problem, immediately he should consult the doctor and he should prevent himself from this disease, so that one reproductive health or one good reproductive health can be maintained. So this is all about the STDs. So now in this section we shall see about the birth control, because in this chapter there is not any long questions. So these are the topics, or these are the concepts you simply know, or you have to acquire the knowledge about this, and simply you have to attempt short notes like that, short notes, or any one word questions, or fill in the blanks like that. So now we come to the birth control chapter. So what is actually birth control? So birth is birth, because in our previous chapters we have studied that whenever one sperm fuse with one ovum immediately. No, ठीक है अच्छा अच्छा ओह अच्छा भूल मार भूल नहीं अच्छा अच्छा ठीक अच्छे हाँ टाइम हम तब नहीं पारे ना 40 मिनट जाइए हाँ तापरे बात कंट्रोल आसो आप जाओ नॉलेज सेक्सुअल ट्रांसमिटेड प्रिवेंशन ये आसो 12 हाँ ये कर हाँ हाँ ठीक अच्छे हाँ सो नाउ हाँ ठीक है अच्छा मैं कितने मिनट नेब 10 मिनट नेब ना कितने हाँ ठीक है दो 3 मिनट गला एपट सट कौन लेटर अच्छा अच्छा हाँ लखन तो ये कर देवे सुबह तो बुझना so ready so now come to the birth control. So till now we have studied regarding that one. So now I went to the birth control. So what I was telling, so we know whenever one sperm fuses with an ovum, at the time when fertilization is occurred, and once the fertilization occurred, it forms a zygote, and zygote is implanted in the uterus, and we know inside this uterus this zygote will stage, this zygote will grow up to 200 around 80 days, and finally it will take birth. So now question arises, a female is capable of producing one ovum per month in one menstrual cycle, and you just imagine if all these ova which are produced during month, during years are being fertilized, then this ovum or this female will carry a number of child. So is it possible? No. So we in our society are very much concerned about nuclear family. That means we should confine our family with a limited member. That means we two, our maximum 2 or 1. So if this is the case, then how we will, or how the society, or how the couples, or how the individuals, they will control the birth. So that is called as birth control. And this is very important because if we are not concerned with birth control, if we have not any knowledge about the birth control, then a number of births will occur. If the number of births will occur, then the population will grow, and if the population will grow, then they will create, or that growth of the population will create different consequences. So we shall now see why the birth control is needed. The first one, you just imagine population of India during independence, it was just 350 million. But now I am just giving you the last census, that means 2011. So if we again see the 2011 census of India, the population is 1.2 billion. You just see 350 million and this is 1.2 billion. How, you just imagine how exponentially the population of India has been grown. So if this is the condition, a time will come, the India will, or our land will be occupied by all the people. There will be no green land, there will be no field to cultivate. So there will be a number of problems. So the main theme or main focus is now to control the birth, to control the population of our country. So this is the first need. Second, why this type of population is growing? Because in last years, in last decades, there was not such devices to prevent the death, to prevent the mortality of the mother, the mortality of the baby. But nowadays, due to development of science and technology, fast growth of the technology and science and technology, the rapid decline in death rate, the death rate has been declined. The people are not dying in a number like previous decades. Maternal mortality is suppressed, the mothers are not dying, and infant mortality rate is also declined, and successful reproductive child health program is there, so that the child or the children are growing properly and the mortality rate of the mother and children are being declined. So due to decline in due to proper care, the death rate is been decreased, the death of the mother is been decreased, death of the babies after birth is been decreased, and due to proper child care, the child are also growing properly. So that you just imagine the number of people are increasing which are reproducible age. That means the reproductive people are more. So you just imagine when reproductive people will be more, the reproduction will be more. So mother are not dying, people are not dying just like previous decades, previous years. So people are not dying, the mothers are not dying, babies are not dying. So what will happen? That means due to less mortality, due to less death rate in common people, in mother, in child, the population will ultimately grow. So the rapid decline of this type of factors causes the rapid growth of the population, and such an alarming growth, if this happens, so what will happen? A time will come, during those days the food will become short, the shelter and clothing will be short, there will be no land, there will be no adequate food, there will be no adequate land for shelter, and there will be no adequate clothing for the people. So a time will come, if this population will grow like this, and this will be called as population explosion. And if population explosion will happen, then these are the three basic things: food, shelter and clothing. They will become short. So if they will become short, then the human life will become what? Very unhealthy. So to prevent that, so what we shall do, that we will see. So therefore the government was forced to take up serious measures to check the population growth rate. So population growth rate will be checked. That means the government will not decrease this one. So these are the scientific development. So science will grow, the science will develop to bring quality life, but we shall develop such devices that the death rate will gradually decrease, but reproductive growth will become less. That means the birth rate will become less. So if birth rate will become less, so that population will remain in a constant manner, so that there will be no problem in future. So this is the most important thing, the birth control. So how will control this birth? So this is the important thing. So we shall see in just one slide. Birth control methods act by preventing it. So how will control the birth? Again, we have studied in our previous classes that, so when a zygote is formed, the first of all, the sperm when enter to zygote, once the ovulation occurred and once implantation occurred. So these are the three important things for the production of one zygote, production of one birth. So how will control? Number one, we can prevent the fusion of the sperm with the ovum. So if the ovum is not encountered by the sperm, then there will be no zygote. So at that point we can make a break. Point number one. Point number two, prevention of ovulation. We should find such a device, such a principle that the ovulation will stop. So if ovulation will stop, then there will be no ovum. So if there will be no ovum and the sperm enters, then there is no fruit, that means there is no zygote. So this is the second step. And the third step is the preventing implantation. That means uterus will not carry the baby. So how they will occur, we shall discuss in our last class. So up to this, we just collected some ideas regarding the reproductive health, and in our next class, we shall discuss in full them. Thank you. Hey ji. सेती जाखल डिस्कनेक्ट हो गला नहीं चलो तो अच्छा स्लाइड तो एडजस्ट हो ना ये रे हाँ हाँ